There we go. We're recording. All right. So this video is gonna go to YouTube, and I don't know if I'll edit it or not. We'll see. Maybe I will not edit it because I'm very lazy. So to everyone who's arriving, there is there is one person in particular that I need. Let me, because he's the one who asked me in the first place. Let's see. Hey, come over to the Discord and join the stream. He's a voice actor. He's a very good voice actor. He's an impressively good voice actor, and he's going into creating mods, right, and creating story mods. So he asked me to teach him a few lessons, and I said, sure, why not? Might as well stream it to everybody, and might as well, make a recording of it. So, all right. So I see a bunch of people are joined. Let me set expectations. Let's lower your expectations. There is a lot of stuff I don't know, honestly, right? And we have different people here in this chat. Some of you, I'm looking at Shaken and I'm looking at Skeever. You guys know a lot of things, right? So if I say something dumb at some point, just tell me. I mean, don't call me dumb in front of everybody, but just tell me. There's a better way to do this, and that'll go in the video, and it'll make a better video, right? My end goal of this is that everybody. What? Say again?
You don't know anything.
I don't know anything. That was Skeever, everybody. If you don't recognize the melodious voice.
I'm very, very aware. Don't worry, Skeever. I'm also banging my head against this damn code.
Yeah. 100% Skeever, vintage Skeever. All right, so here's my goal. The reason why I'm doing this because I want to help a friend. He asked me, voice actor. I hope he joins. Secondary reason, I think Skyrim needs more story mods, needs more quest mods, right? They're my favorite type, and they're the easiest one to do, right? You don't need to mess with 3D models. I mean, unless you want to get fancy, right? Very little scripting needed, and you have everything you need to make a story. So make story mods, right? So that's my goal. All right, so let's just get started. Everybody watching YouTube, fast forward to minute, what are we for? So here is how we are going to do it. You're seeing my screen right now. Is the bottom screen is the CK, the famous creation kit. I am assuming that you have it installed, that it runs properly, that you install the CK fixes, which is a must-have mod that is configured, right? We're not going to go through any of that today. These are tools. I hope you have the right tools. What we are going to do is we're going to create our first mod, and all you have to do is just let's pick some plugins. Let's grab these one, and this one, and this one, and this one, which are all the basic ones that you would need. Pay no attention to this, please. Pay no attention to any of those things, and let's just create a new
for
mod.
research purposes, that's all.
It's just just want to make my bonds are compatible. That's all I want to do. Make sure there are no crashes. All right. So
for testing purposes only.
it's just testing. I mean,
Like I said,
who would use this?
So we understand.
I mean, Skyrim is a video game, obviously, right? It's just for fun. All right, so he's loading all of the parents right here. Yes, that's right. And once it's loaded, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the save icon, and he's gonna ask me what's the name of my file, and I'm gonna type a name, and that's gonna be your mod, right? So give it a second. It's a load to load, and CK is not the fastest thing ever. Unless it's Skeever's computer. In Skeever's computer, this loads in like 3 seconds. I've seen it. Right?
So there's a revision to the creation kit. It's like a patch you can apply that causes it to load super quick.
Really interested. Where can I get that?
That's the problem. I don't really remember, but I know I have it installed.
All right. Well, if anyone finds out, post it in the YouTube.
It's actually on the CK fixes.
Interesting.
Actually, that makes sense. I do recall getting it from there. That's how
I'll go get it.
Yeah.
I'll go get it eventually. All right. So I have now loaded CK. I have all my masters. I'm gonna click the save button. It's gonna say what do you want to save it as. I'm gonna say I don't know. I want to say my tutorial. Now I am doing it right now really quickly. It's important that you think this through because once you name this, there are many things that depend on this name, right? Like if you record voices, they're gonna be under here. And if you record face gen files, they're gonna require this name. So not a good idea to rename the ESP. So think it through before you name your ESP. It's an important decision. I'm just gonna go with my tutorial and save. And here we go. I am editing my tutorial. Right. So I created a mod. If I were to drop this into my Skyrim load order, it would load. It would do nothing because it's empty. But I've created a mod. right? Now I'm gonna create a quest, and that's super easy. So here's let me familiarize yourself with the object window. Is your main window where literally everything in the game exists, right? He's got actors, he's got audio, he's got all sorts of things in there. One of the things he's got is quests. Did I skip them already? I think I must have closed them. Uh, Damn, I saw them a moment ago. Are they on roll data? Where are the quests, Kiva? Remind me. I keep them open all the time. Oh, here. Character quest. Yeah,
I keep all mine way open all the time too. I can't remember.
yeah. I don't remember the. So I am looking right now at all of the quests in the vanilla game. So that's everything there is. Now, a good way to do things is just grab one and clone it. In this case, there is something special about quests that I want to show you new. So I'm gonna go new. Right click new. And what I want to show you is the following. When you right click new, you only see one, two, three, four, five tabs, and then after you save it, then it becomes more. So that's why I wanted to show you that. Number one. Number two, the ID, I like to have a prefix, right? So if I go here to file preferences, you can set your prefix right here under scripts. And this is a useful thing for you to do. I like underscore 0f because it usually sorts to the very top, but you can choose whatever you want. And I like to name things in such a way that they sort to the very top. There's a lot of drop downs in CK, and having it at the top of the drop down is useful. You don't have to do that, right? As long as you choose a prefix that you can find later, then you can always, type it in the keyboard in a drop down, and it's gonna be easy that way. But something that is good to do. All right, so I'm gonna call this zero tutorial, and then I'm gonna call that quest one. So all my stuff in this game is gonna be zero prefix tutorial. That's gonna make it easy to find. I can just type zero prefix tutorial here, and it's just gonna show me everything, right? And that's one way of doing it. Another way is this checkbox. So we'll go into that later. So zero tutorial quest as the ID, as internally that's how the game is gonna know this quest. The name is just gonna be tutorial quest. Priority. So the higher the priority, the more this quest will take over in case of conflicts, right? So let's not go into that right now. It's a little bit complicated. So let's explain that later. For now, let's leave it at zero. If we have to change it later, we'll change it. Event, let's just leave it at none. You're gonna see that 80% of the stuff in a Skyrim form, if you leave it as is usually good enough, right? Particularly true for Alias. Now, start game.
Just to chime in, your
Yeah.
priority, you definitely want to put it to 70 or above. That's what nothing in Skyrim is originally above 7.
Yeah.
From whatever everything I say, I always say start off at 70. That's something
Yeah,
that
fine.
I've had a
Let's do
lot
it.
of issues with.
Sure. Let's do it. I was going to explain it later with the conflict on dialogues, but what the hell? Let's just do it right now. So yeah, let's go with 80 for now. All my quests are usually like 90s, pretty high 90s. Now, type. If you open Skyrim and you go to your journal, you're gonna see that there are little icons next to the type of quest. Like the Daedric quest, they have like a little Oblivion logo, and the main quest is little dragon. So that's what this does, except for miscellaneous and none. So none is not gonna do anything. This is an invisible quest. It's just gonna do things behind the scenes, and miscellaneous is gonna sort in miscellaneous. So this one I don't really care that much. I mean, I guess I'll make it a side quest. So it's gonna be normal. Now, this checkbox, little bit of, I wouldn't say controversy, but there are different opinions here. There is pros and cons to checking this checkbox. If you leave it checked, start game enabled, then your quest will start when the game loads, right? So really easy. I mean, the game load, yes, then your quest started, right? This is easy. You don't have to start it manually. But in order to make that happen, you have to create something called SEQ file. And that is something that is very easy to do in a different tool called SSEdit, and I don't like doing it. So I'm gonna show you how to start the quest manually, and that's gonna be part of the lesson. You're gonna see how to start a quest manually. So I'm not gonna start it game enabled. I don't want it to run once it's a quest, right? Unless it's a repeating thing, like I don't know, like the Dark Brotherhood Forever thing. Typically, stories run once, I'm going to run once. Warn on alias field failure. I believe this is supposed to output to the log, but honestly, I've never seen it. And I had plenty of alias failures before. So I don't think this does anything. I'm not sure. Allow repeated stages, same thing, right? Dark Brotherhood forever repeats the last stage forever. Conditions, you could put conditions here. Let's go into that later. There is a whole thing about conditions that is going to be in depth to analyze. So let's leave that blank for now. And everything else, we just deal with it later, right? So for now, I'm just going to click OK. And because my filter is set to zero tutorial, then zero tutorial quest one matches that filter and shows up, right? If I didn't have a filter? Then it would show up everything unless I check the checkbox, in which case it only shows the things that I mess with, right? So it's really a preference. You can do it whichever way you like. I like to type things, so I'm just gonna go see like that. That's unique enough. So now we have a quest. Now remember, when we created it, there were 5 folders in it. Now I'm gonna open it again and right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So looks like a lot. Don't worry about it. You don't have to deal with all of them for a story quest. And by the time you do, it will seem very natural and very easy to use. So don't be scared. Now, the important thing that I would do next if I was creating a quest is I would go into these two tabs, stages and objectives, right? So you have to have some sort of idea of what the hell your quest is about, right? And each step in that journey, in that story, is gonna be a different stage, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a few new stages. So the first one, 0, is gonna be the startup stage. You got to start somewhere, and then the second one, I'm just gonna call it 10, and then something's gonna happen in quest 10. So what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm just gonna create a blank log entry, just to orient myself, right? And I'm gonna say quest starts here. I don't even know what the quest is about. And then I'm gonna make a new one, and I'm gonna call it 50, and I'm gonna say this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Oh, I hit enter. Typical mistake. And then I'm gonna make a last one, and I'm gonna say 100, and I'm gonna say this is the end. Now, everything that I've been typing here is gonna show up in your journal. So when you are in game and you hit J for journal or whatever is your hotkey, if you are in Quage 10, then this is what's gonna say to you. It's gonna say quest starts here. It's gonna read at the top of your journal, and then this is the midpoint, this is the end. Now, if this is really the end, this completes the quest. If it was a bad ending, then this is fail quest, and it shows up in the journal with little X, right? So that's really easy, right? You just said multiple endings. Now, the way the quest is gonna work is that it's gonna start at 0, and then something's gonna happen in the world that's gonna move it to 10, and then something's gonna happen in the world that's gonna move it to 50 or 100. If I wanted a bad ending, then what I would do is I don't know, I would make 110, and I would make that the bad ending, right? So this is the bad ending, and this fails the quest, right? So maybe at 50, I have a decision to make, like, do I kill this NPC or do I let him live? And I don't know. If I kill him, we send to 110, it's bad ending. If I let him live, we go to 100, is the good ending. And that's how you do it. So I want to stop for a second. Are there any questions so far? All we have done is we have know how to create a new quest form over here and how to put a bunch of stages in it over here. Is that clear enough so far? Anyone here in the chat have any questions? We're good?
On your stage 0,
Yeah.
put startup stage. Anytime that you put in a script where you put in like a myquest.start, it'll always jump to whichever one you have that toggled on. That's the purpose of that there.
The startup
So
stage.
if you have it set to like 50 being the start stage, and whenever you put in a script saying this quest start, it'll jump to stage 50.
It'll go to 50. Correct. Correct.
Wherever you put that at, that's what that one's supposed to be
So,
for.
100% correct. Now, the way I do it, and this is just a preference, is I like to do set stage X, where X is the stage number. And the way Skyrim works, if the quest hasn't started, it starts it for you, right? So remember, I didn't check this checkbox over here. So when you start a new game, this will not be running. But if at some point in the game something happens that says set stage zero tutorial quest to whatever number I want, to 100, then he's gonna start it and he's gonna jump it to 100. So that's little cool thing to know. Ratcon asks,
One
is this
more.
being recorded for later viewing? Yes, sir, it is. It's gonna embarrass me, especially at the beginning. What is this being recorded? Yes, sir.
One more.
Go.
Um, in quest data, start quest enabled.
Yeah.
It's important to mention that I personally found that about 75% of the mistakes and errors and frustrations in CK are with testing. And it's important to mention that when start game enabled, you start the quest and you go into your save and test everything in game.
Yeah.
And then later on, develop it, add aliases, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Everything breaks because the quest already started and the aliases didn't fill, and they will fill in later. So what you're doing here, this method specifically is very efficient regarding that testing. And then you
Yeah.
start the quest in the game, and then you can test it out.
Yeah,
Testing
good.
is
Thank you.
a big
Yeah.
part of it.
Agreed. I would say it's a trade-off, right? If you do this, it's more convenient because it just loads. But as you said, right, maybe you don't want that in every save. And if you started manually, you have a little bit more control of what's going on when you
If
started
you're
manually.
starting up with CK, I would definitely say manually. Just
Yeah.
really remember that because it's a big one thing to mention.
Yeah.
For everyone thinks I have a supercomputer. It's not bad, but the reason that your CK is loading slowly is because the CK loads all the textures that you added in mods.
Oh, I have many textures.
And that is why you see the cool textures you have in CK. So that takes a lot more time. I work
Just a
only
second.
with
My
vanilla,
daughter's
so it
calling me
works
on this
fast.
phone. We're doing it live, guys. Skiver, please. Mind the class for a minute. What is it say? I'm streaming.
Oh, mind the class. So that means I'm here. So basically, if you guys here, if you want to make your CK fire up faster, then disable all the texture mods. Everything will fire faster. I specifically because
All right. Well, that's real life trying to butt into Skyrim. Obviously, we're not gonna let that happen, right? Skyrim comes first.
But I was also under the impression that I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about it as long as I was running a mod organizer 2 instance where most of those mods are disabled.
Well,
yeah, if you disable the mods, yeah, it will load faster, no problem.
yeah, no, I didn't. It's curious. I have like 400 mods, and I don't know how many of them are textures. So yeah, this is gonna be faster for people who create. I should have bothered with this. I should have created a mod organizer 2 profile that only loads the minimum, and then it would have launched faster. Why didn't I do it? Because if I do that, I have to run Nemesis again for all my animations, and I couldn't be bothered with it. So forgive me. Anyway, it already launched.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is for me, when I deal with that, I have a profile dedicated to vanilla only, and then I run FNIS, and it's usually like used super quick.
That's a smart thing to do. I just didn't want to run either an FINS or NIS, I call it, of Nemesis.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but anyway, it already launched. We're already here. So, all right. So let's recap. Right. What we said is we know how to create a new quest. We know how to put stages on that quest. We just talked about the pros and cons of this button, and that's gonna lead me into aliases, but not yet. Right. Before I go into aliases, I want to talk about quest objectives. They're not the same as stages, and at first I was confused by their similarities. So a quest objective is also gonna have a number, right? Like for instance, I could give it a number 10. And oh my god, I keep hitting enter. And the 10 is gonna say something. It's gonna say go kill some guy. We're gonna change the text later. Don't worry about it, right? And typically, what you do is you set these two sort of in tandem, right? You say when you move to quest 10, then you display quest objective 10, right? And the trick to doing that is using this little window over here. And don't be scared. I'm going to use a few script commands, but scripts are your friends and you'll get to know them eventually. And there's nothing scary about them. So the first thing we're going to say here is going to say display objective. Which one? 10. Why didn't I specify which quest? Because it kind of guesses that that's the one I'm on. Because I'm in this quest, so it must be this quest. Display objective. I just have to tell it which one. 10. If I click compile and it doesn't scold me, it means I did it right. All right, it didn't. Oh, it did scold me. What did I do wrong? What did display objective is not a function? God damn it! What's the name? Does somebody know it off the top of their head?
objective. Where are we at?
I just want to display the objective. Set display objective. What is it? Hold on.
Yes, it's a set objective display.
Set objective display. Thank you. All right, you got to remember the syntax. All right, beautiful. So here's what's going to happen. When the player reaches quest stage 10, this code is going to run, and this code is going to say set objective display 10. Which one is objective display 10? It's going to be this one. And what does it say? It says go kill some guy, right? So who is that guy? Let's talk about aliases. Let's talk about aliases. So if I come here to quest aliases right now, I have nothing. And when I go new, you're going to see one of the scariest screens that you should never be scared about, because most of it is empty. If you leave it empty, you'll be fine. Here it is, the infamous reference alias screen. And you go, oh my God. Nah, don't worry about it. This is easy. Here's what you do. You are, oh, okay, let me, the voice actor says he will join us in 2 seconds. Okay, well, good, because I'm doing this for him. All right, so I'm going to create some guy to kill. I'm going to, who do we want to kill? Let's kill Nazeem. Everybody hates Nazeem. So he's going to be a unique actor, right? I think he was just created to be tortured,
It's him and one other guy. One other guy in Rorks that has a name that means to kill or
Oh, really?
die in different language. Yeah, he's the one with the 2 kids, 2 twins, and he
Oh,
mistreats
yeah,
them.
because he is in this small town and he's terrible to the twins. They
Yeah.
complain about him all the time. And if you kill him, they go to the orphanage. And
Because
he
he
cannot...
refused to work in the farm.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
complains- And he complains at the inn, at the tavern all the time because they don't want to help him.
And of course, Grelot, right? Everybody loves Grelot. But for
Oh,
now,
yeah.
let's stick with Nazeem. You've been given a contract to kill Nazeem. Look, see what I did. Let's recap what I did. I type a name and I chose a guy. That's all I did, right? And I click OK. That's a valid alias, right? That's so. Like I said, you don't have to be scared by that screen. Now, I'm still gonna explain to you what it does because you're gonna find it useful in other parts. So here's what's happened. Let's start with these optional boxes. This reserve reference, it gets very wonky, and I don't think you need it for now. But optional, here's what it means. When you start the quest, right? And I'm gonna show you how to start a quest. The game is gonna go through every single alias that you have asked to find, right? So what is an alias? An alias is an actor, right? If your quest was a stage play, then the alias is an actor who's gonna be on stage, or is a prop, like the little skull in Hamlet's to be or not to be, or is the curtains, right? Or it's a location, right? It's the scenery. Think of your quest as a stage play, and all the stuff that's gonna be on stage, whether it's people or props or locations, is useful to have them in alias. Why? Because there are useful things that we can do with alias, and I'll show you several of them. So if an alias is not available, then the quest doesn't start, right? If the actor doesn't show up the day of the show, then the show must go on. But in case of Skyrim, they cancel, right? And they give everyone the refunds and they go home. So unless you click optional. If you click optional, then the quest is gonna start whether Nazeem is already dead or not, right? So do I need it here? I mean, I know that Nazeem is Nazeem essential. Let's find out. Nazeem is an actor. Oh, he's not gonna be there. Let's just go to all. Nazeem. Let's find out if he's essential. He's not. Well, I should have known that because everybody's killing him. He is unique at least. So chances are he could be dead, right? Chances are he could be dead. And I want to start the quest anyway, so I'm gonna allow that. See, that's what the checkbox does, right? Now, what does allow disable, right? Like, what is Nazeem? Is a character that only appears after you do X, Y, and Z, and before you do that, is disabled in the game. So if that's gonna be the case, and you want your quest to start anyway, then you allow it, right? Now, other quests reserve reference. See this checkbox? So some other quests reserve Nazeem for this mission, and because it's reserved, that means that it's taken, right? You cannot start with your tutorial quest because Nazeem is not available. Why? Because he's booked in some other theater play, right? Unless I say I don't care, just allow it anyway, right? Well, if it's an object, if it's destroyed, I don't care. All of these things allow. What they will do is they will start your quest anyway. even if the actor that you're talking about, in this case Naseem, is in any of these states, right? Use source text, source text. This is for changing names. Let's not do it for now. Let's let's stay simple for now. Essential are protected. What he's gonna do is I'm gonna say, okay, from the time the quest starts until the time the quest ends, basically for as long as this alias is a valid alias, then nobody can kill Nazim. Only I can kill him, right? Or if it's only I can kill him, then it's protected. That's the difference between essential and protected, by the way, right? If anyone knows, if you set a character as protected, nobody can kill it except you. If you send a character as essential, nobody can kill him, right? Not even you. So I'm gonna stop here. Any questions about aliases? Any questions about quests, stages, anything like that?
Maybe we'll have to watch the VOD later. I just wanted to say thanks for doing this because I spent 3 hours in the creation kit yesterday tearing my hair out.
Everybody, this is Caleb. This is the voice actor I was hyping up at the beginning of the show. Caleb, I'll tell everyone that you're an amazing voice actor and you wanted to go into Quest, and here we are. We're making Quest. So yeah, we didn't cover that much at the beginning. You're just gonna fast forward through really bad jokes, and around 5 minutes in, you're gonna see that we make a new form called Quest, which you already made, and we started putting stages and objectives into it, which you probably already made. So
Excellent.
yeah.
I managed to get my NPC in High Hrothgar yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
I couldn't. Well, I already know how to place an NPC because of all my follower mods. But I tried talking to him and he didn't have the quest. But that's okay. I need to be able to do the dialogue. And after 4 hours, I finally got flowchart X64.
We'll go into that next.
But yeah, it doesn't show. It still doesn't show up. So I've got to figure that out.
We'll go into that next. We'll absolutely go into that next. All right, good. So let's see. So where were we? We're Naseem. So we got a Naseem reference, and it's optional. Actually, it's not optional. I need Naseem to be alive. He's a unique actor. Match conditions. This is useful if you're gonna use any of these other stuff. Basically, the alias system is so powerful that it doesn't have to be Naseem. I could have said, find me any red guard that lives in Whiterun and has some other condition, right? Whatever I type here in conditions, but I'm gonna go into conditions during the dialogue portion, so let's not worry about that just now. Now down here, I can say the moment that my quest runs and it picks Nazeem for this alias, I'm gonna put Nazeem into this faction, right? Whatever marked for death, and I'm gonna give a spell which is fear of the player, and I'm gonna put a keyword on him. You're about to die, son. And I'm gonna give him a package. Package is how the game controls the AI of all the characters. So I could add all these things to this alias. Incredibly useful. We don't have to do it for now. I could give him items, right? Anything I put here is gonna be added to that item. I could override packages. So useful stuff for 70% of the story cases. You're not gonna need too much of it. So again, let's just leave it blank. I just wanted to show you that. So now let's go into dialogue, right? So what we're gonna do is there are two ways to handle dialogue: dialogue views and player dialogue. Now, dialogue views is very visual, and I am a visual person, so I like it. This is my preferred way of doing dialogues. Whereas player dialogue is efficient and it loads faster in CK. And once you are a pro like Skiver, or if you have 14,000 lines, then you will probably use player dialogue, right? But for this mod, we're all beginners, we're all visual people. We're gonna go dialogue views. We're gonna make a new, yeah. Eventually, you reach Skiver level. All right, so here is my new dialogue branch. If I click OK, I don't know if it's gonna let me. Probably it will. Yeah, no, I knew it. It's called. It's already in use by what? By the quest itself. So why is it the default Bethesda? Why? Why thought? All right, let's gonna say 0 tutorial. Now, different people can do whatever they want here. What I like to do is I like to name my branches after the one person that the branch is about, right? But you don't have to. You could make it after a scene and have a bunch of different people, or you can have it about. You could organize it whatever way you want. I like organizing it around people, so this is a tutorial for Nazeem. Here it is, right? I click on it, now I'm in this space. Now, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start adding the hierarchy of dialogue. The way Skyrim works, dialogue is like a 3 branch level. So this is easier shown than talked about. So I'm gonna right click here and I'm gonna say create branch. So branch is like the overall group of things. So I'm just gonna say Nazeem branch because that's a really cool name. And then it wants, okay, well, your branch has to have a topic in it. What do you want to call that topic? I'm just gonna call it start, right? This is tutorial Nazeem branch start, and it makes this box for me. Now, these boxes come in different colors, and I will explain to you what those colors mean. We'll go into that in a moment. But for now, let's just make a really quick dialogue just so you get an idea of it. So I'm going to right click on this gray space, and I'm going to do a new info, right? And well, let's first edit the topic. So the topic is going to say what the player says to the character. Nazeem, you have failed this city. Little arrow reference, right? And that's what the topic. Nazeem, you have failed this city. New info is what Nazeem responds. Is like, what? Of course, you can write much better dialogue once you have time, and that's your info, right? You say to Nazeem, you have failed this city. He responds,
Well, I didn't
what?
fail the cloud district.
Yeah, he didn't fail the cloud.
Heading into the
So
Cloud District. I failed it 2 hours ago.
I failed that. What
You
you
don't get to
wouldn't
the
know
Cloud
about the
District
cloud
very
is.
often now, do you?
See, that's why I told you I was a voice actor. Wait until you see. He did Nelakar for chapter 3. Wait until you see, guys. All right. So let's look into this response. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna double click on that, and you're gonna see that it says what for all of these people. This is every single voice in the game, right? The worst thing you could do right now is use the record button. Because if you did that, it would record my voice for all of these people. You don't want that, right? You definitely don't want that. And here is why we have to talk finally about conditions, right? I'm going to say this what thing only ever should apply to Nazeem. I'm going to add a new condition, and the game automatically by default assumes that it's going to be get his ID. I mean, look how many conditions are there. There's like, I don't know, probably more than 100. But it assumes that the one you want is get his ID because that's the most used one, right? So get his ID of who? Well, I'm going to click this thing and it's going to give me a drop down. And I'm going to say Nazeem, right? And get his ID, Nazeem equals true, right? In computer language, 1 means true, 0 means false. Run this
Hey,
condition
I
on.
apologize for interrupting.
Yeah,
Could
yeah, yeah.
you cover the comparison icons real quick? I was looking at them yesterday. I
All of these
assume
guys?
equals true, but just I want to double check.
Yeah. We'll go into that in conditions, but here's really quick what they mean. Equal equals me is means, right? Or equals, right? Nazeem is true, right? Whereas exclamation equals is not, right? If I did this, then the condition would fire for everyone except Nazeem. It's like the opposite of true, right? And then this wouldn't make sense, right? Nazeem cannot be less than 1 because 1 is a true or false, and Nazeem is an actor. So it doesn't make sense in this scenario. But there are other conditions, like I said, get actor value. Like let's do that. Get AV. I can just type get AV. Get actor value, and I'm gonna say if his health, I can type health, not heal rate. If his health is less than, actually, I should use the health percentage, which is more useful. Oh, dang, what is the health percentage? I know it exists somewhere. Oh, I know here's what I did wrong. Get actor value percent. There we go. All right, and now I find health. All right, here we go. So if somebody has less than 50% health, then this would be true. And the text would say, hey, friend, do you need a health potion? You know, because they have less than 50% health. So, but in this case, now, in this case is Nazeem. So I'm going to pick Nazeem over here. Nazeem. And I'm going to say it must be Nazeem. All right, I have added a condition. Check what happens. Check out what happens over here. See? Remember, there used to be like 20 things down here. Now it's just 1. Now it's just one. Uh, Caleb, are you ready to do a Nazeem impression?
Absolutely. What do you mean?
Let's find something better than what? You must be mistaking me for someone else, friend. That's something that Nazeem would say. In the script notes, I would say condescending for someone who clearly has never been to the Cloud District. You know, so these are the script notes that you give your voice actor. In Bethesda, they did things the cowboy way, which means they just hit the record button and go. And that's how we're gonna do it for now. I'll show you later how to do it the modern way, which includes Audacity and WAV files. But for now, I'm gonna click this record button. Caleb is gonna read this line in Nasim's voice, and then I'm gonna save it. It's gonna be super cool. All right, you ready, Caleb?
Ready whenever you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
You must be mistaking me for someone else, friend.
That's perfect. I'm gonna save it. And if I double click on it, oh, you cannot hear it. You cannot hear my CK. God damn it. Anyway, trust me, right? It's there. So, you was mistaking me for someone else, friend. And then I save it, and now I have. Oh, notice this. See these little flags? It's a yes now. Before it was a no. We have a wave file. We have a lip file, which I'll show you what that means in a moment. Is what makes the little actors' lips flap. And we have the file itself. It's over here. Right? So, by the way, remember what I said at the beginning about how the name of your ESP is important? Is important. Look at this. My tutorial.esp. If I were to rename my ESP to something else, this would break, and I would have to fix it. So, and then here is the naming convention. So it's the topic, and then no the quest, and then the bit of topic, and then a random hex value, and then dot wave, right? So it's a difficult name to type, so please don't type it. At most, you can copy it from here, but we'll go into that in a moment. So for now, we have created a line, and that line will only be ever set by Nazeem. Now, here's the problem. If I were to launch Skyrim right now, right, and I went to go to Nazeem, he would give me this, you have failed the CPU line, regardless of any circumstances, right? As long as the quest has started, this would trigger, right? And I don't want that. I only want this line to be available during the stage where I have to go find Nazeem, which is this one, right? Let's change this. I must kill Nazeem. He is an a-hole, right? Let's keep it at PG-13. And then my quest objective, I think I already had killed Nazeem. Oh yeah, go kill Nazeem. There we go. That's my objective. So I only ever want that line to fire for this part of the quest, not any other part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my info here, and I'm gonna add one more condition. I'm gonna say it must be Nazeem, and let's get here, get stage, and the stage of my tutorial quest. See the beauty of starting with 0? I don't even have to open the drop down, it's already here. And I'm gonna say that stage must be 10. And that's it, right? The moment I move the stage to something else, you will not get this line anymore. And if it's not Nazeem, then you will not get this line anymore, right? So voila, right? All right, I want to stop here for a second. Any questions so far? We haven't gone too deep into dialogue. All we ever did is make one line for one guy, but at least we coded it to that one guy and to that one moment in time. So that's something. Any questions so far?
No, but that information right there is super useful because I couldn't figure out how to attach the custom dialogue directly to a stage value. Like I kept looking everywhere and I couldn't find it. So that get stage command
Yeah.
is super useful. I kind of wish that they would have dialogue quest building all located on one page instead of split out between three of them. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. By the way, while on that topic, I want to show you something. I'm going to cancel it later, but I just want you to see it. There is this command called get stage, very different from get stage done, right? So here's the difference. I could say that, and what that means is, have you ever completed quest 10, right? Whereas the one up here, so this one, it says, are you currently in stage 10? whereas this one says, "Have you ever completed quest 10?" Interesting difference here, right? Like for instance, some quests, even in Vanilla Skyrim, actually many quests in Vanilla Skyrim have multiple endings, right? A Daedra's best friend, you can choose to kill Barbas, right? Or to spare him. So how do you know what happens? I happen to remember, is day 13? Is it 13? Is this a Daedra's best friend? God damn it, no. Maybe it's 03. Let's find out. Is it 03? Here we go. Daedra's best friend. Look at the stages. So there is a stage down here that says, I decided to kill Barbas to keep the roof alive. 155. Whereas 200, it says, I decided to reunite Barbas and Bile. So 155, you kill the dog. 200, you didn't kill the dog. So if I had a new line here, actually I'm gonna do it later. All I have to do is I have to say for DA03, if they took 155, then this is true if they killed the dog, right? So let's show that in a moment later. Let's just do that later. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do branches for dialogue. Apologize for the noise at home. My son is freaking out autism. All right, so I'm gonna do a new topic. So what I did is I right click on this golden space over here, and I'm gonna say add topic, right? So what do you respond? You must be mistaking me for someone else. Don't call me friend, buddy, right? That's one. Oh crap! I need to change this. Tutorial quest one. All right. At this point, what I like to do is abbreviate things. So TQ1 helps me if in the future I have multiple quests, then I'll call them 2, 3, 4, and so forth. And then I usually call them something that will make me remember what it is about. So TQ1 buddy, don't call me friend, buddy. Right? What else could the player say? Uh, what did the arrow used to say to people? You have failed this city. Uh, my name is Inigo Montoya.
I didn't want to kill him.
Prepare to die. All right, Inigo. Um, what else could I play? Let's do one more. TQ1. What else do we say to Nazeem? Beg for your life, dog. It's a little violent. Really hate Nazeem here. All right, so these are all things that the player could say. Now I have to write responses for Nazeem. What is Nazeem gonna say about it? Before I go into that, notice that I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna copy this guy, which is the condition that makes sure that Nazeem is the guy we're talking about, right? So I'm gonna say, okay, I copy that. It's in my clipboard. I'm gonna say new. Don't call me friend, buddy. Don't call me buddy, partner. Right? That's what Nazeem says in response. Now, look, I double click and it gives me the whole world again. But if I paste the condition that I just grabbed that says it's Nazeem, then it's just Nazeem. Don't call me buddy, partner. We're not gonna make you do it again, Caleb. Don't worry. Your skills are better spent than on this crap. So that's a line, right? My name is Inigo Montoya. Prepare to die. Let's add a new info, and I say you must be bluffing. You must be high on skooma. Let's be lore friendly. Well, Inigo is not lore friendly. Whatever. I'm gonna paste
I'm
it
a
over.
landowner. I don't beg.
I'm a landowner. Oh yeah, for the last one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Beg for your life, dog. Okay. Uh, I'm a landowner. I don't beg, he says. Cool. Let's paste the condition. Okay. So now here's what I'm gonna do, and here's what I like visual views because sorry, dialogue views because it's very visual. Oh no, not you. You. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a single click here in the white space. Cursor changes. Now I'm gonna click and hold. Arrow is being drawn. See arrow. Connect. Boom. That's it. I'm gonna do it again. Single click, drag arrow. Single click, drag arrow. That's it. And now it moved it a little bit. There we go. So clear, right? I mean, Nazeem, you have failed this city. You must be mistaking me for someone else. and I have three things that I can answer to Nazeem. And then each of these strings could have three other things, right? And I could have a really big branch, right? And I made crazy branch for there is no umbra. So time check. I'm gonna stop here. Any questions so far on how to make branches? We cool so far?
Abel, could you just really quickly show how to get to the next stage of the dialogue topic? So, like, for example, let's say
Yeah.
you must be mistaking me for someone else, my friend.
Yeah.
You give them an inigo line, then you
Yeah.
must be handsome. How does that progress to the next part of the dialogue?
Yeah, automatically. So the moment you say my name is Inigo, prepare to die, he will automatically reply, "You must be high on school." It's just
yes, but does it get to another branch topic?
Yeah, we'll make it. Yeah, we'll keep making branches, and we're just gonna keep using these arrows. Yeah, yeah, can do. I'll show you that.
The topic that is the first one is the one that you see as a player, the one with the orange background and title, and all the rest are just options that you can select that move on. So you'll have, Zim, you have failed the city, and then he will say, you must be mistaken me, and then there will be three different options that the player can select from. And if you select TQ1 at the top, don't call me friend, then if Fable 4 right now will continue that line,
Yeah,
then that will be the conversation down the line.
yeah, let's do that.
Probably going to connect a few conversations to have the same resulting line because that will be very abundant and very Skyrim-like.
Skewer knows where I'm going. Yes, correct. Don't call me buddy, partner.
Was that the question?
Don't call me.
Yes, I just wanted to see
Friend.
the application of it in Creation Kit. Of course, I understand how the dialogue works. My issue is up until yesterday when I spent 4 hours in Command Prompt, I could not get dialogue views at all to work in my Creation Kit. I finally got it fixed. I have loads of dialogue that I need to write for my Civil War quest line, and so learning this is very useful.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
check out what I did just now. So we now have three stages, right? You have failed this city. You must be mistaken me. Don't call me friend, buddy. Don't call me buddy, partner. Don't call me partner, friend. Though. Don't call me friend. Wait, what? Now look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna go. Beg for your life, dog. And then he's gonna continue from here. You see? So I could have gotten to this stage directly or indirectly through this way around, right? And that gives you the illusion of freedom TM, or as I like to call the telltale effect. You know, so you think you're making choices, and sometimes you are. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you are, and you know what? Let's make a choice. Let's make a real choice here. Let's add a new topic, and I'm gonna say I'm a loudmouth. I don't beg, and then I'm gonna say TQ1. Last chance. And I'm gonna say, this is your last chance, Nazeem. This is very intimidating. Or I'm going and yeah, let's just do that. And now Nazeem is going to say, wait, we can discuss this like civilized landowners. Yeah, 'cause that's surely what he would say. So at this point, I'm gonna connect this to this, and now I'm gonna make a choice, right? And this is gonna be a meaningful choice. Let's add a new topic here, and I'm gonna say enough talk. All right, enough talk. Time to die, and that's gonna be the end of the line, right? And he's gonna say something like, "No, please," and then he's gonna start a fight, and we'll get into that in a moment. Or we and like that, boom. Or we can add a meaningful choice. I'm gonna call it here bribe, and I'm gonna say, "Give me 1,000 septims, and I'll forget about the Cloud District. Okie doke. And that's gonna be new info. And it's gonna say, yes, of course. Here you are. And he's gonna pay you some money. All right, let's put that. So as you can see, we have now a relatively interesting branch here. So it starts with you have failed this city. After that point, you can go straight to beg for your life, or you can have the comedic turnaround. Either way, is gonna take you to stake of your life. Prepare to die. You must be high on skooma. Let's send that straight over here, just because that's gonna be interesting, right? My name is Prepare Mundo. You must be high on skooma. Then he's gonna jump straight to this is your last chance, Nazeem, right? And then he's gonna go into these two. Now these two can be meaningful choices. So here's how I would make it. I'm gonna open this one, and it says no, please, and we're gonna put here a little papyrus script that's going to say move my stage forward. So it's gonna be set stage. Now set stage. Yeah, it doesn't need the current quest, I believe. And we're gonna send this to 50. Let me see if this will work. Nah, god damn it, set stage is not a
Let's
function.
do
Get
get
current
owning
quest, right?
quest.
Get current, get owning quest. Yeah, I
Owning
wasn't sure
quest.
if I needed it or not. Get owning quest, which is a
I
command.
just don't trust the CK, and I just go ahead and do a property for the quest.
Yeah.
Name the quest by the name. It's just
Uh,
I got
look, let me do this the caveman way for now.
no. This is the right way.
And then we're gonna do the Mercedes Benz version in a second. How much time do we have? Let's stay here for 10 more minutes. All right, so get owning quest at stage 50. So here's what's gonna happen. The moment this script kicks in, and the moment so at the end, when he's done saying no, please, he's gonna send me to 50. And what's 50 gonna do? Let's find out. So if I come over here to quest stages and I go to 50, this is the point. Kill him, right? And let's make an objective. And let's make an objective over here. Let's call it 50 because we want to be consistent. And do it like Palpatine said. And we're gonna have, by the way, we're gonna have a quest marker on him. All I have to do is click new here, and it already guesses Nazeem because who else could it be? I don't have anyone else, right? So he's gonna put a quest marker on Nazeem for do it. I might as well put it here too. All right, so now I have quest markers pointing to Nazeem. This is just gonna list all of the aliases. All right, good. So back to the dialogue views. Just one sec. Anna, help me a little bit. So now we have a true choice. So enough talk time to die. That's gonna send me to 50, and then yes, of course, here you are. Let's do that. Let's send me that to 110. So I'm gonna
Dave,
put here.
on that one that you just did 50, do you need to recompile that papyrus script?
Yeah, the technical answer to your question is yes, but the reason why it's not important is because he's gonna do it anyway, and I'll
Okay.
show you why in a second. So get on in quest, which is a command, set stage 110, do it. All right, does good. Now, I'm not just done, by the way. There's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna show you, but here on 110, I'm gonna say I took some money from Nazeem. I'll get more later. This is the evil route, and it fails the quest, right? And so, tons of things to do, tons of stuff to do. If you are in stage 50, which is kill him, the first thing I want to do is I want to antagonize Nazeem. So what I'm gonna do, there are many ways to start a fight. I think the easiest one is just to set him in a frenzy. So here's what I'm gonna do. I have here under my properties, I already have an alias called Alias Nazeem. Actually, sorry, before we get into that, let's just be proper here. Let's do the set objective display, right? The 10 was for 10, 50 is for 50. I don't think I made one for 110 because 110 just finishes the quest, so I'm good there. And yeah, this just fails the quest, which is done. This completes the quest, which is done. Good, good, good. All right. So this is the stage 50 killing. So I'm gonna trigger Nazeem into a frenzy. So all I have to do is alias Nazeem. So which is this guy, alias Nazeem. And then I'm going to set his aggression to 4, which, if I remember correctly, is a frenzy. Let's find out. Let me open Barbas. I'm pretty sure it's a frenzy. And when I go to AI, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 is frenzy. So he's just gonna go bananas and he's gonna start combat with anyone, even an NPC next to him, and then you just kill him, right? So, yep,
Fable,
yep,
because this is going to be very relevant to what I need to do. You told me how to do it on Discord.
Yeah.
What if you wanted to buff Nazeem's health up
yeah,
to 1,000 right now?
yeah. Sure,
What
let's
would
do
that
it.
command be?
Let's do it. Set up health 1,000. Right? He goes Hulk mode. Done.
Okay,
If I
perfect.
click compile and it doesn't scold me, that means I typed it well. It's called me. God damn it. Set app is not a function or does not exist. That is absolutely not true, but I know why. And the reason why is this. Alias Nazeem is an alias. It's not a person, right? I need to convert that into a person.
You
So
need to get
get
his reference,
act,
basically.
yeah, get actor reference dot setup. So I hope that I think for some people watching this YouTube video, things suddenly got complicated. I'm so sorry. It's just yeah, I don't want to go into explaining converting types. Just take it as law for now. See, now it compiles just fine. So basically, alias Nazeem is just an alias, but the actual person that the alias refers to is the actor, and said av only ever applies to actors. That's why we had to do this little odd midpoint thing, right? Now let's add some money. Here's the stage where we got paid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say game dot get player. That means you, and then I'm gonna say add item, and it says, well, which one? And money. Now I need to pass a property for money, so let me do that. I'm going to pause this here. I'm gonna put this a comment so that it doesn't compile, and then I'm gonna add a new property for money, right? So I click on properties, and then I click on wait. Why cannot that add a property? Does any does anyone know, or is Murphy's law? All right, let's compile.
What?
Properties. Why is this grayed out? Why is this grayed out? Do I have to click OK?
Close it. Okay. Turn it on. Turn it off again.
Ah, CK. It had to happen eventually. Zero my no tutorial quest. Okay, we are here. We are here. We are here. Add property. Who knows?
It's a printer. Treat CK like a printer.
Well,
Turn it off.
Welcome to
Kid,
CK.
Literally, you sneeze at it and it crashes.
Whenever you do this, what it'll do is it'll save that script into a temporary folder, and your CK cannot actually see that script until you hit save or until you hit OK on the quest and exit out and come back into it.
Yeah,
Nuts.
it's mod organizer too, so it'll be an override.
Now, does anyone know the value for money? For
Gold
septims?
001.
It's
It's
Yeah,
kind
Huh?
of
gold 001.
it's 0F.
It's 0. I'm pretty sure it's F.
Yeah, it's
Let's-
0F.
All right, I'm just gonna call it gold. I was gonna call it gold.
Amazing how everyone knows money.
Hey, I don't blame it.
No,
All right,
it's gold 001 in the creation kit.
gold
Uh,
zero
what
zero
What you're
one.
looking for, yeah, right there, see?
Yeah,
Gold 001.
perfect.
Right,
Perfect.
because
Now,
in game I think lockpicks are 00A, and in creation kit is something else.
now look what I did. I typed gold, and then it didn't know what to do, and then I had to pick it from the drop down. Right? Check this out. This is a time saver thing. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna add a miscellaneous object. Gold is a miscellaneous object, but instead this time I'm gonna type gold 001, gold 001, and notice that the drop down is gonna just do it. Boom. And I don't have to choose it from the drop down anymore. Right? So Cool thing to know. Cool thing to know. Anyway, now I have gold, and I click OK, and now I can say game get player add item gold, 1,000 of them, and that should do it. Let's compile. Yeah, it didn't scold me. It did it right. Now here's another cool trick. Instead of typing game get player, I could do this. I could add a property called actor, and if I type the name player ref, he's gonna guess the player. Boom, right? Player ref is the player. Since player ref is the player, then I don't need to do game get player anymore. I can just do player ref, and it's still compiled, right? So let's recap what we have, and then let's stop for questions. So we have a stage which is stage 50, that sets Nazeem into a frenzy and gives him 1,000 health. And we have a stage which gives you 1,000 gold. And you go to each of these two stages depending on what you choose down here, right? If you choose no, please, it's gonna send you to 50. If you choose yes, of course, sorry, the other one, give me $1,000, it's gonna send you to 110. Now we're not done. There is a bunch of stuff that we're gonna do on topics, and I'm gonna show you in a moment. But so far, are there any questions?
Let's make a little note for you on quest 50 there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, stage 50.
yeah.
Let's see here. That set AV.
Yeah.
You could have put the Nazeem get active reference and then hit set attack and then game.get player.
Oh yeah.
Or,
That
sorry, start combat, not set attack.
start combat. Start combat against player. I could have added into a faction that hates the player. I could have, or I could just frenzy him. I'm lazy.
Then one of the bigger things that a lot of people also make a mistake on is whenever you like what you said on the player ref versus game.get player. Player ref is actually a lot faster, more responsive, and does not fail. But if you use something where it's going to be saying like game.get player or get this or get that, it's going to be slower and it does have a chance of failing versus if you actually make the reference and
Right.
select inside the properties.
Right. That bears repeating. So let me just type it for a second.
Second, kind of on top of that, based off of the frenzy. Let's say that you wanted your actor, the one that you're trying to do combat with, to only engage in combat if you, the player, are solo. Like, for example, if you've got another follower with you,
Yeah.
it won't progress. Is there a way to add something like that where
Yes.
basically they'll refuse to continue?
Yes, there is. So there are several ways to do that. And I think the way I would personally choose is as follows. I would come over here and I would create another topic, just like this one. But the difference is in this one, I would say get number of companions equals 0. And in the other one, I say get number of companions more than 1, right? 1 or more. So what will happen is that when this dialogue is running, the Skyrim is gonna check, well, is this condition true, right? Is this let's just do it. Let's just do it. Is there a condition for get number of followers? Get player teammate count. Here we go. Get player teammate count. Is the player teammate count, is it gonna be less or equal? No, well, it cannot be less than 0. So if it's 0, so this no please is only gonna trigger if you have no teammates, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a new one. So let's go over here. Same one that I have. Sorry, same topic, right? And what I'm doing is I'm gonna copy that. Thank you. All right. And in this copy, I'm just gonna change the player team count to something else. I'm gonna say is greater or equal than 1. Right? So now you're gonna see that there are 2 boxes here, and both of them say no, please. So let's change them. This is if I have no people, enough talk, time to die, no please. I see you're alone. I'm not creative right now with text. Uh, and then here is gonna say, no, please, you and your friends leave me alone. There you go. So, does this answer the question, Caleb?
Yes, that actually answers it perfectly. So you
Yeah.
basically just duplicate the dialogue and then just do inverse of the condition. So
And I just changed the
if you
condition.
have a follower, then it doesn't work. If you don't have a follower, then it'll let you continue.
Now, in this case, the only thing I actually changed is what Nazeem says. That's really all I did. But I could have sent him to a different stage, right? Right now, I'm sending them to 50 either way, right? This is 50 and this is also 50. I could have made a 60 and I could have said, no, you go to 50 and you go to 60. And then different things happen, right? So that would have worked. That would have been possible. All right. Now,
So
yeah.
is there a way with like that stage 60 that you just mentioned to halt the quest? Like for example, the what I'm currently working on, it's very much intended to be a solo one-on-one
Yeah.
sort of fight. So if you show up with a follower, I want him to basically say no, like I'm not doing this. You either fight me with honor or leave.
Yeah. Send them to a different stage. Yeah, that's like for instance, right? Like right now, it's sending you to stage 50, which friends is Nazim, right? But if I wanted to say, honor and leave or something, I would change this 50 into a 60, and then I would have here, I would just make a new one. I would make a 60, and then in that 60, I would say something else in the journal. I wouldn't aggro him, right? I would just do something else. So yeah, that would do it. All right, let me show you last thing because I know that we said it was gonna be an hour and we're at the top of it. So here's the last, actually two things really quick that I want to show you. The first thing, the first thing that I want to show you is that since this is the end of the line, I should say goodbye, right? And that's gonna end the conversation. So this is a goodbye, and this is a goodbye. And notice that it gave me a little tiny letter G over here, right? G means goodbye, and S means script because we have a script there, right? S, we have a script there. It's a tiny script. All it's doing is sending you somewhere, but it's a script nonetheless, right? And this can be as complex as you want, but it's goodbye. All right. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. Second thing I want to show you is that when you are in a conversation, you can use the emotions that the game comes with. And these are always useful, right? So in this case, he's neutral, but you must be mistaking me for someone else, friend. I'm actually going to say that Nasim is disgusted and he is like 75% disgusted, you know? And then furthermore, I'm going to give him like a little animation kind of thing, right? So he's the speaker. So as a speaker, he is going to open hands, idle dialogue, welcome hands. Idle dialogue, hands, welcome. Let's just type it. Idle dialogue, defensive hand gesture. That's even better. That's like he backs a little bit and puts up his palm. Like, what, me? You must be mistaking me from someone else. And that makes it come alive a little bit, right? Don't call me buddy, partner. Let's make that. Let's make that. I don't know. He's that B. Sorry, what was that?
No, it was just
All right, all right. So
can't we all solve it with a drink? Kind of.
no, that is the pacifist route. So yeah, in the end, he does gives you money. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Look, of course, here you are, and you're gonna get money, right? So check this out. There is an idle give, and there is an idle take. Right? So both of you are gonna exchange things. He gives you, you take it, and you put it in your pocket. He gives you the money. He's going to be a little bit afraid at this point. I like 50, and that is that. Right? All right. So now the last thing that I'm gonna show you, and we're gonna end it here. Remember that we never started the quest. Right? We never started the quest. So let's just start it. Let's just do it. Let me save first before it breaks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new book, and I'm gonna start it from reading a book because there are multiple ways to start it. But books is a useful one. Okay, I'm gonna type book, and I'm just gonna grab any book. Sure, you. Okay, fine. And I'm gonna rename it, and I'm gonna say zero tutorial Nazeem book. Name your mission is to kill Nazeem. Okay, he's seen enough of the Cloud District. Kill him. All right.
I'm to send him to the clouds permanently.
I like that. Time to send him to the clouds. Dot dot dot. Permanently. Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna attach a script to this, and there is a bunch of scripts that already exist in the game. So I could just grab one of those, but I guess I'm too lazy, and I'm gonna make my own. Should I make my
Yeah,
own?
that's right. You're lazy. That's the word I was looking for.
Should I choose one? I mean, start quest.
Fantastic.
Start quest regal script on read. Default on read set quest stage. I guess this is faster for a lazy person like me. All I have to do is just give
That's
property.
That's the strangest part about this whole lazy thing with coders. Like, we're so lazy, we will work tirelessly for hours and maybe days or weeks just to save 5 minutes the rest of our lives.
Probably. That's very true. That is very true. All right, look, check this out. So if I open this in the source, it's super easy. All it says is whenever they read you, set this quest property to this stage property. That's all it does. Right? I could have probably typed this faster. But and it's a Bethesda script and it's one less file in your mod, so
The thing about how the creation kit makes these scripts is that I'm always concerned that the moment I try to call a function or a method, it tells me that I'm trying to run it on a non-object. But for some reason,
oh
if I
god.
click creation kit, it just works. Okay, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But
This is thought it just works. So all right, tutorial Nasim. Now I'm gonna click OK. And remember, this was a copy of something, Book of Pala, whatever that means. So I'm gonna click OK, and it's gonna say, "You want to make a new one?" Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. And when I come over here and I go tutorial, now it's gonna show me my book and it's gonna show me my quest. Now all I need to do is place this book somewhere in the world. So what better place than Whiterun Dragon's Reach? Because that's the Farengar's desk is where we always put books, right? Every book ever made is Farengar's desk. So here it is. This is Dragon's Reach. Now, oh wait, what the hell? Am I in the wrong place? This is like the Jarl. Where am I? What the hell? Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Okay, good. We're good. Let's go to Farengar's desk. Here we go. Here is my friend Farengar. All right, here we go. And that's his table. And here is my book. And I drag and drop. Ah, there's the book. Right, let me move it up a little bit. And let's drop it down. Now it drops too much. Let's just move it like that.
How do you do that move up and down? What?
Oh, I hold. We need that. So you know what? Skewer is gonna give you that lesson. There you go, Skewer. I just signed you up for part 2.
Sure. Give me any time, but
yeah,
basically
you hold the Z key and you drag with the mouse.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
figured it out forever.
Yeah.
What it sounds like to me is that the direction where it goes is dependent on the key that you enter. So Z is on the Z axis, Y is on Y, X on X. Does that sound right?
That's right. Look.
Okay, perfect.
Now I'm now holding X.
My NPCs float, and I've just been cutting them and repasting.
And I'm holding Z.
If you rotate your object, keys obviously will change direction because you won't be on those axes again.
Yeah.
And you can press F and it'll drop to the floor.
Correct. In this case, it drops a little too far. Look, F, point, is like embedded.
That depends on the preview window if it's under the.
Right. So I just moved it up a little bit. It's floating. It's fine. All right. We'll go into editing world objects for now, but for now, right? Let's just send the stream. Let's recap what we did. We have now placed a book in Farengar's desk. The moment you pick that book, this is what happened to my script. What happened to my script? I'm so sorry. Let's add it.
Where was the last place you put it?
Let's start it again. Set stage. No, that's not it. On read. Default on read set stage. I have to do this again. It takes me a second. Is my quest and is stage 10. All right, I'm gonna click OK, and then I'll open it again, and it better be there. Okay, good, it's there. All right, so we have placed a book on Farengar's desk. The moment you read it, this script kicks in. What does this script say? It says the moment the book is read, set whatever quest you were given to whatever stage you were given. Okay, what was it given? It was given my quest, and it was given quest 10. What does that mean? It means that it's gonna open quest 10 because that's what I gave it. It's gonna jump straight to number 10, and this is going to show up in the journal, and then it's going to display objective 10. What's objective 10? Objective 10 says go kill Nazeem. It's pointing you to someone, as you can see here. Who is that someone? Nazeem. Who is Nazeem? He's an alias. What is the alias pointing to? It's pointing to a guy, which is this guy. And yeah, and here's the last thing we're gonna do, and I've been saying this for 5 minutes. I'm sorry, but this is truly the last one. I'm gonna make a new script, and I'm gonna call it Kill Nazeem. No, I'm gonna call it Zero Tutorial. Uh, tutorial. Tutorial. Thank you for your patience. Kill Nazeem is a reference alias, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit it very very briefly, and I'm gonna say on death. And I don't. It has a bunch of. Oh crap! Can anyone look that up real quick? I'll look it up. Hold on a second.
What are you looking for?
I want the creation kit for on death event. Okay, on death, because I want to copy paste.
That is your and shotgun there.
Actor AK Killer. That's what I need. All right. So I'm going to. Yeah, I want to discard it. I'm gonna give it a property. That property is a quest, and that is my quest. I'm too lazy to type the right name. Instead, I'm just gonna click on the drop down because it's the first one, and I'm gonna edit the source, and I'm gonna say when this guy is killed, then my quest dot set stage to 100. That's it. And I'm gonna click build, compile. It doesn't complain, which is done. Are you sure you wish to discuss? No, file save, and then we end it, and that's it. So when this happens, then it's gonna send me to quest 100, and quest 100 is I kill the bastard, and that completes the quest, right? That's it.
Fable, I know you're wanting to wrap up, and that
Yeah.
promises is my last question.
Yeah, go.
Let's say during stage 50, you wanted to send Nazeem or just send him to a different location in the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to use High Hrothgar as an example because near and dear to my heart of what I've been trying to do for the last two fucking.
Yeah.
How would you send him?
Let's do that.
In
So
the
here's.
quest stage.
Sorry, what?
In the quest stage.
Yeah, in the quest stage. So let's grab something here in High Hrothgar. Where do we put him?
You property actor and then object reference to one of the markers in High Hrothgar.
One of these guys, right?
Done.
All right, let's do it. So let's put properties, and let's add a property actor. Why not? And this is some
That will be the
guy
name himself, not the alien.
in high. No, I already have the alias. Some high in High Hrothgar. Okay, some guy in High Hrothgar. It's an actor, and I say, well, who is this actor? Instead of typing it, I'm gonna say, let me show you. I'll just show you, and then I grab one of these actors. Oh crap! I don't have an actor here.
Why? You need to grab Nazeem. Reference Nazeem.
No, I'm gonna do it in a different way.
Okay.
Crap.
Fair enough.
I'll do it High Hrothgar then. High Hrothgar. There must be an actor here I can grab. Arngeir. Good. There you go. Arngeir. And this is called Some Guy in High Hrothgar. I didn't do myself any favors typing this.
Oh, please
All right.
add.
So yeah, that's no move to. right? So look, here's what I'm gonna do. Alias Nazeem, get actor reference. Move to where? Some guy in High Hrothgar. If I misspelled it, I swear.
You'll know.
Okay, there you go. It worked. That's it. That's how you do it, Caleb. That's what you do.
Perfect.
Of course, I don't want to do that right
So
now. In fact, I would do it. I would do it here. I would do it in stage 10. I must
yeah,
kill Nazeem. He's an
yeah,
a-hole. He is
that's
hiding in High Hrothgar.
they would yeet him off the mountain so fast for his disrespect.
He'll probably be already dead. In which case, because I don't want the monks to kill him before I do, right? So I'm gonna make him protected. Check it out.
You might be a little bit more preemptive on this. You see, he might get mauled by the troll that's along the way. You know.
Protected.
Right.
He'll survive. Protected.
No,
Right.
see, he flew up the side of the mountain with all the hot air that's in his head.
He went to the cloud district, right? Okay, guys, believe it or not, this is a full quest. This quest has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has two ends, right? Because you could also, depending on how things go in this conversation, you could just get money, right? And that's gonna send you to 110, and 110 gives you a bunch of money, and it fails the quest, but at least it's over. Whereas 100 is when he's dead. And who sends you to 100? Nazeem sends you to 100. How? Well, we put a script on him, and the script says, if dead, go to 100. Right? Here's the script. It says, on death, go to 100. And how do we know it's not the troll who killed him? Because he's protected. This is a complete quest, guys. So that's it for our next episode. I don't know when. We're just gonna run this just to make sure that it works. I'm sure it works, and then we can just go into more in-depth topics. So I hope this was useful. Any last comments from anyone before we wrap it up? It's been an hour and a half, so I'm sorry I promised an hour, but once I get started talking, any last questions? Anything you want to say? It's all good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously. I think I speak for everybody here when we say that there's such an utter lack of resources about stuff like that, that for people who are very new to it, like myself, it is an absolute nightmare trying to just figure it out. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'm going to rewatch this like 10 times.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And the worst part about this is that I find myself usually learning from other people's mods more than I do from the creation kit.
Honestly, that's how most people work. Yeah, that's just normal. That's just normal. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna put this in YouTube, and I don't think anyone's gonna watch an hour and a half of bad jokes, but who knows? Maybe they will. And if they do,
I'm pretty sure they will, Fable.
Yeah,
and if they do, then they'll,
you are severely underestimating the like how frustrated people get to the point when we start to obsess over something. We will watch for 4 hours if it helps us get to our.
That's amazing. Well, look, in that
What
case,
obsessed?
this
What do
was
you
fun
mean
for me too.
obsessed?
So we'll just do a part 2. See, that was a good joke,
From
and I
my
missed it.
personal experience, I was so frustrated with the tutorial follower mob that I found on YouTube that I literally learned how to make followers and then created my own follower like tutorial. So
By the way, check them out. Really cool. Hey, Kelly, once I post this in YouTube, I'll put a link to your mods because the followers you make, man, they're all beautiful, just beautiful followers. All right.
very much, I appreciate that.
On that note, thanks so much, everybody. Yeah, that was that. Where's the hang up button? What is it? I don't know how Discord works. Damn it, where do I click? Oh, I found it. All right, stop streaming and then disconnect. See you later, guys. Take care. Bye. Bye.